Florentino Pérez ha rematado en una sola foto sus dos grandes promesas de campaña.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Quinkin, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Real Madrid career mode. Thank you so much for the support in episode number 1. I appreciate it. To everyone who left a comment and also to everyone who left a like, thank you so much. But if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. We're going to take out some new FIFA 21 content, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. But without further ado, let's get into this episode. And in the previous episode, I asked you guys some questions. I asked you guys who we should sign in this transfer window, and you guys made it very clear what you wanted me to do. And I agree with what you guys said. You guys said that we need someone that could occupy that right wing position. And the player that can easily do that is Kylian Mbappe. Currently, the player that we have playing there is Marco Asensio, who I think is a great talent, but we need goals up top. We need someone that can go in and score some goals. Hazard is injured. Benzema, he can't do everything by himself. So I think Kylian Mbappe would be a good alternative. But you guys did tell me that it would be more realistic to try and sign Mbappe in the January transfer window, just because it's not likely that he's going to come this first half of the season, which I agree. And I think it will make this career mode a little more difficult if we start off the season without Mbappe and see how we do in the league, in the Copa del Rey, as well as in the Champions League. So I think we're going to wait until January to sign him. So we're going to try to save the most money we can, and then we're going to try to sign this man right here, Kylian Mbappe. So thank you so much for your comments and for talking this out with me in the comment section down below. We're able to come up with a plan, and that plan is to sign Mbappe in January. So you might be asking yourself, Quinkin, if you're not going to sign Mbappe, who are you going to sign in this transfer window? And that, my friends, is very easy. The player is Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes. And he is the age of 17. He can play as a center mid. And the main reason why we're going with him is because Casemiro is our only center defensive mid. He's the only one that could play that position. Fede Valverde, he can play there as well, but he's more of a box-to-box. Toni Kroos, he can possibly play, but he's not as defensive. And this is why we need Eduardo Camavinga. He is a young player, so he will be getting not so many minutes, not so much playing time, but when we need him, he'll come in for Casemiro. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to ask our scout to scout him, and we're also going to put him on the transfer hub. So Eduardo Camavinga, in these next up and coming days, we're going to try and see if we could sign him up and bring him over to Madrid. Now, moving on to the second dilemma in this episode, which is what do we do with Luka Jovic? Is he going to stay? Are we going to sell him or loan him out to a different team? His future is not so certain right now, but because of you guys, because of what you guys commented in the previous episode, you guys suggested that we should let him stay and let him prove himself and give him one more opportunity, just because it wasn't fair to him what happened to him last season, that he didn't have a lot of playing time, he got injured, and well, Zidane didn't have faith in him. So we're going to try one more time. We're going to give him the opportunity to prove why he should stay in Real Madrid. And like I said, If he's not good enough by January, then I guess we're going to have to let him go. But as of right now, Luka Jovic, you're going to come off the transfer list, and Borja Mayoral, you're going to stay on there because we already have Benzema, we already have Mariano, and Luka Jovic that can play that position. But we're going to keep the rest of them there, Vasquez, Altuve, and Arribas. And there actually is one more player that we're going to add to this transfer list that we are definitely going to try to sell this season. And it makes me sad to make this decision, but honestly, I don't see a future with him in this club. And that player is Isco, Francisco Alarcón, the player that we got in 2014 from Malaga. And he was such an exciting young player, and he was so good on the ball, good technically, good passing, great dribbling, and he was just a solid player for us. But lately, he hasn't been performing good. And, you know, he's still 28 years old. You know, he can still render us, you know, some good performances. But the thing is that he's not going to be a starting player in this team. We already have Casemiro. We already have Toni Kroos. We have Luka Modric. We also have Martin Odegaard, who is going to take his position. So I don't think we need Isco anymore, which is why we're going to add him to the transfer list. And we're going to use that money to try and sign Camavinga, and then later on try and sign my man Kylian Mbappe. So there we go, Isco Alarcón. We're going to try to sell you. Thank you for your services. But I think it's time that we part ways and let you go to a team that will actually give you some playing time that you deserve, because you're a quality player. And it is time to get into the nitty gritty with the new training system in FIFA 21. And the first player we're going to try it out with is Ferland Mendy. We're going to give him the opportunity to go from a left back to a right back as well. And it's only fitting just because he has 5-star weak foot. And it would make so much sense to have a player that can play on the left, on the right when we need him. And it would also be able to help him grow in his defensive stats as well as crossing and short passing. So I think this is a perfect fit for Ferland Mendy, to have him grow into a player that can play on the left and on the right. And it would be awesome to have him on either side of the field. In a matter of 2 weeks, he'll be able to play as a right back as well. The next player we're going to develop a plan for is Federico Valverde. He is the age of 21, and we're going to give him the task to have the box-to-box plan instead of the balanced, just because it would grow his acceleration, his finishing and attacking position, as well as his long passing and short passing, and agility, ball control, and stamina. So we're going to give him the task to continue growing with the box-to-box development plan. This is the one I'm gonna have fun with, Martin Odegaard. We're gonna give him the task to have an advanced playmaker plan, just because his weak foot right now is 2-star, and that is really, really bad. So we're gonna give him this plan. That way he can be at least a 3-star weak foot. That way he's not so bad on his right, and it will also be able to grow his passing stats, his vision, his attack position. So it would give him the opportunity to get a 3-star weak foot, as well as growing more in passing and other stats in dribbling and shooting. So we're gonna go ahead and give him the advanced playmaker, and that 3-star weak foot, it's gonna show a lot during the games. Now we're gonna move a little quickly here. So Marco Asensio, we're gonna give him the plan so he could be an inverted winger, and that will grow his shooting by a lot, his pace, and his weak foot will also go up. So it's good on all terms for me, and I like that for him. The same thing applies for Vinicius Jr. He needs to work on that finishing, and this is the plan that will grow him the most in finishing, and he'll be able to go up in rating in 9 weeks. So Vinicius Jr., you need to work on your finishing, and that's why this is the plan for you, buddy. And now we have a different situation here with Rodrigo. He is a little better in finishing. He has 78 finishing, 83 attack positioning. So he's more different than Vinicius, who needs to work a lot on his shooting. So with Rodrigo, we're going to give him the opportunity to be a support winger. That way he can work on his crossing, his passing, as well as his reactions and stamina. So that's going to help him out a lot in that section, and I think it'll be good for him for right now. In 7 weeks we'll try to change him, that way he can work on his finishing as well, so that can grow too. And the last player we're going to take a look at is Luka Jovic. We're going to give him the plan to be a poacher, just because I want him to be deadly in the box, and it's going to be able to increase his finishing, attack positioning, his shot power, and as well as his sprint speed, his stamina, and I just want him to be a killer in the box. That's what he is. He's a Terminator, man. That's why we got you from Frankfurt for 60 million, so you could put balls into the back of the net, and also it's going to grow his attacking work rate, from medium to high. So we also need that as well. And when it comes to training, we're going to focus on that more in the future, just because right now in these couple of episodes, I only have 10 hours of access of FIFA. So I don't want to waste so much time on this. So whatever training comes, I'm going to simulate it. And later on, we're going to put more emphasis on that. But for right now, we're just going to simulate that. And hopefully you guys do understand. So I don't expect us to do well. We'll get all D's. That's what happens when you simulate. But at least we get +2 in sharpness, but we do go down -8 in fitness, so that sucks. This is what we've been waiting for. Finally, we get a transfer offer, and it's for Lucas Vazquez. We're gonna accept it, man. He has a value of 23.5, and they're offering 24 million, but we can snag a 26 million. But honestly, I think 24 million for Lucas Vazquez is good. That is great. Pack the bags, buddy. You're getting out of here. And the transfers are just raining in, man. They're coming from all over the place. And now it's coming from Leicester City, out of all places, for Isco. And they're willing to give 48.8 million. And honestly, you know, Isco would be a first team player there. But I see Isco going to a team like Arsenal, a team like Juventus, not a team like Leicester City. So I think I'm going to wait for a better team to offer me something for Isco, because you know I don't see him going to Leicester City, so I'm gonna wait a little more. And yes, we finally get our scouting report back with Eduardo Camavinga. He's gonna cost us 19 million, around that amount, 19 million. He has good passing, 79, ball control at 78, very good stand tackling and agility. Let's try to go ahead and sign him up. So we're gonna start off these transfer negotiations for Eduardo Camavinga. And he goes from 19 to 26 million, let's say $23 million, and we'll see what they say about that. 24 million, okay, that's good. It's a good deal. So we're able to come to terms with the manager of Rennes in Ligue 1. So Camavinga wants a sporadic role in the club. I'm gonna accept that. You know, he's 17 years of age, he's still very young, so we're gonna accept that. And now it's gonna come to the length. We're gonna give him a 5-year contract. He's young. We want him to stay here as long as we can, and they like that as well. So we're gonna give him a release clause just because it's realistic, and we're gonna give him a release clause of, let's say, what is realistic for him. I'm gonna say like 80 million for Eduardo Camavinga, and 80 million. You know, normally I wouldn't give a release clause, but you know we're in realistic times here. He would have a release clause, so we're gonna give him an $80 million release clause, and they like that as well. So here we go. He wants a wage of 13.5k, a signing bonus of 125,000, and you know what? I'm gonna give it to him. It's not a lot he's asking for, and he's very young, and it's time for him to make his money. He's coming to Real Madrid. He's making a big move, and he's gonna be our second string defensive mid in Real Madrid. Let's go. And this is how Camavinga looks in a Real Madrid kit, number 25. And well, look at that, 76 overall rated, 17 years of age. Man, he is looking like a very, very good talent. Very good acceleration. Man, look at those stats. I like it. Lots of greens, lots of green for a player that is only 17 years of age. And now we're going to move on to his development plan and see what we can do to help him grow. So what we want Camavinga to focus on right now is his defending. He is going to be our second option defensive mid behind Casemiro. So we're going to give him the plan to be a ball-winning midfielder. That way he can grow in interceptions, stand tackle, slide tackling, and you know, it's going to help him. It's going to help him a lot. And then later on, we're going to move to give him better passing and dribbling as well. So that is the plan for Camavinga. Now, taking a look at other teams around the world and the actions they're doing in this transfer window, we have Richarlison going to Manchester. Manchester United for 83.3 million. That is a lot of money. That looks to be the big one right now. Richarlison to Man United. That is crazy. Which in real life, they're not signing anyone, so this is actually crazy. Manchester United in career mode is doing a lot more than they are in real life. Come on, Manchester United, you gotta make some signings. So I'm still waiting for more transfer offers for Isco, but currently it still looks like Leicester's the only one. We do have Mariano probably going to PSG, and I actually like this offer, a loan with an option to buy. I think I'm gonna take a look at this. All right, so we're gonna accept that. And I actually like that just because Mariano, we're not going to use him a lot. I'm going to use Jovic a lot. So they want a 2-year loan period. I'm going to accept that as well. 2 years, that's good for us because look at how much he's charging us, 145K. So they want a 40-60. That's not good to me. 55-45 or actually a 60-40. We want you to be paying that just because you're the team that's going to get him. It looks like that's good, and they want a 50 million transfer sum in the future. I'm going to counter that. I think he's worth more. We're going to put 21. Let's see what they say to 21 million. No, they want 15 still. 4% if they sell him. No. 20. Give me 20. Give me 20 million. Come on. All right. Yeah, that's fine. I know, PSG. You got a lot of money. Don't act like you don't got money, man. And I think we're going to end the episode off right here. This is the end of episode 2. Just because I want to know what you guys want me to do. Should I just sell Isco to Leicester City, even though that's not realistic? Or should I wait for another offer? I want you guys to decide that. But we've been able to do a lot in this episode. We were able to come up with plans of training for our players like Ferland Mendy, Odegaard, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, and as well as signing a good young talent in Eduardo Camavinga. So it's been a pretty good episode. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to slap a like, as well as leaving your feedback in the comment section down below. And also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe. That way you don't miss out on a brand new episode of this career mode. But that is pretty much it. I'm Quinkin, and I'll see you guys next time.